Hello, people. Welcome tonight. We're looking at Round Midnight Belgian White. We don't have too many people joining us because most people can't get it. Now, John Sharon was saying that this one is probably gone. He said it's out of his area now, no longer available, and he might be right about this one. There's another beer he said that's gone, but I want William to show us that that is not the case for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and introduce the new Rockdale Classic. 5% alcohol and fresh with a new Best By date. They've ditched the Julian code. They've gone to a Best By date, January 2018.
Is it still La Crosse, Wisconsin?
It is.
Yeah.
Brewed and bottled by Rockdale Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin. 5.0% alcohol by volume. Best By date, bottom date of can, bottom of can.
If this man had a channel, he could be the first video reviewer for this in the world. But you'll be the first written reviewer, maybe. Hey, well, this Round Midnight is from Rochester, New York. It's NAB who does it. North American Breweries, they own Genesee. They do this contract brewing for Walmart. A big part of their income is derived from contract brewing, because there's a plethora of contract private label beers that come out of Rochester. Naturally, when I visited that brewery last year, their emphasis was on their craft beer line, and they didn't really want to get into their private label. Well, you can understand that. We may never see this again. This was about $12.50 for the 12 pack at my local Walmart has never sold this, but at a Walmart about 36 miles away.
Actually, this has been restocked at the Walmart I visit. It just got restocked. So, you know, there's a cloud hanging over all these. It's like a riddle wrapped in an enigma. These whole beers, right. You know. So I'm not surprised by anything that happens with Walmart beers. After this today, I'm certainly not surprised.
No, and it's hidden inside of a mystery. But
yes.
But if they're freshly stocking it now, I just poured it into this wheat glass. This is a Blue Moon wheat glass, which was actually sent to me by Blue Moon. But look how fast that head is racing up.
That's the Genesee trademark head. That
racing, quickly dissipating head. Mm-hmm. Now, you two guys have had this round midnight before, right?
This is the last one I have of the 12 pack.
I have not. I've never had it.
Oh, no?
Nope.
Now, Eric, a Lions fan, was invited. Eric Fraunfelter, Massachusetts Beer Reviews, really wanted to join this, but he said Walmart sells no sort of alcohol in New England. So it did him no use even trying to find it. I'm going to invite Michael Komaroff, though, because oftentimes he likes to just kind of be part of this as observer status.
I'm gonna go run and get my.
I'm going to get mine too.
Okay. This is 5.4% alcohol. It's trying to compete with your Shock Top. Oh, your Blue Moon, of course, but at a lower price point since it's private label. Well, we'll see tonight if it matches up. It's a Belgian style wheat ale. It says, "Here comes trouble." Rochester, New York. They have interesting colors on these labels, and this is an interesting Clemson University color scheme. Really, the orange, the purple, and the white.
086.
Now, with the purple, with the emphasis on the purple, there, I think it's more of a Northwestern State University color scheme, you know, in Louisiana, because Clemson, they focus on the orange, whereas Northwestern State focuses on the purple. I have a feeling they weren't considering either one of those when they focus on the purple. I think it's That was my fault. I'm trying to set it up to where people can do the live comments. Bill, you're down there in Florida, Williams in North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina, and I'm in Louisiana. So since you've never had it before, Bill, why don't you appearance and everything?
Yeah. Okay. As has been previously mentioned, got that thick stand-up kind of Genesee sort of trademark soapy head. Really kind of crispy sort of aroma in that it, you know, it has like a little bit of the citrusy sort of IPA kind of aroma to it. Hazy and gold color. Looks pretty good.
I'm cracking the top on mine here.
Okay, I'll talk about mine for a minute. The head started down here at the bottom of the glass and it quickly raced up. Now it's settled down. There's a lot of lacing around. It's golden, even in some ways when the light hits it, it's almost like a lemon yellow. Some ways, more golden yellow. Now, as far as the aroma, I have to disagree. I'm not getting an IPA. I'm getting a sweet white bread. IPAs usually have that resinous hop presence. This one is more to me like some sugary, excuse me, some sugary candy sweetness, perhaps. And perhaps,
you're not picking up a little bit of citrus in yours, Ronald?
Well, perhaps. I was going to say perhaps some spices and maybe citrus. I'm not sure about that. It's mostly just like candy, sugary sweetness. It's nothing bad. It's just kind of similar to Blue Moon and Shock Top, but I think it's more dissimilar because it has, those don't, to me, have that candy, sugary sweetness. I'm going to read a few comments real fast. Frederick Byram says, hi from Miami. Hello there. Having some Dalmore whiskey while watching. I've never tried that. Max Walt says, hello, Ronald. How are you? I'm fine. I've been waiting for a review for a long time. Well, here it is. Thomas Booth says, coincidentally, I was already drinking a Genesee Cream Ale when I saw you were alive. Well, that's good, and welcome to the show. And I wish we could get Genesee Cream Ale down here, but we no longer can. Jean-Pierre says, let's see the Rockdale Classic can again. It's similar to the Rockdale Light, but it's more of a brown
beige can.
That's the proof there, Jean. And you said it was $4.59 for the 6-pack.
$4.56 for 6-pack. $48 with tax out the door. Or the regular was $4.80. It was about 32 cents cheaper than the Rockdale Light.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Walmart tomorrow and see. I doubt it's here yet, but you never know. Walmart gets deliveries all day long, every day. So, well, what do you think about the aroma and similar? You got a different glass.
My head is dissipated too. I didn't do quite an aggressive pour because I'm sitting here beside my laptop. I didn't want a malfunction to happen. But anyway, a light citrus, maybe sort of a grapefruity, but the aroma is rather faint. It's, you know, nothing really sticks out too much. But I'm picking up a light citrus. And maybe a little bit of wheat. Seemed like with some of these wheat beers, myself living in the South, I remember Roman meal bread.
Yeah.
And many times I get a light sort of a wheaty aroma with some of these type beers. Whatever happened to Roman meal bread anyway? Is it still sold?
Still in production, but it's so minimal. Isn't seemed like maybe in the 1990s, early 90s, it started to fade away. But as a child in the 1970s, that was the bread we had to eat. My mama didn't like white bread. She didn't think it was good for you or something like that. So,
you guys get,
how about the
getting like a haziness to this as well?
Yeah, it's designed to be that way. Hazy. It's got some chunks in it, though. I'll tell you that. It's got tan chunks all throughout and some lazy ascending bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the flavor?
Considering the age, I'm amazed it has any flavor. It's amazing these beers taste as good as they do, considering how old they are.
Yeah,
you know, if you have any liquid at the bottom of the can, you can shake it, and you'll get some yeast come out, and it'll cloud the beer up. But it's got some.
Oh yeah,
yeast in there. Descending cloud. Now I'm getting a little shot of that.
Yep.
Dripping down. Looks like a lava lamp effect.
Mm-hmm.
My yeast chunk is just slowly falling down. What do you think about the taste, Bill?
Delicious. I really, really like this. Super smooth, and got a little of the Genesee creaminess to it. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know where you guys have put it on the hop cone scale, but this is not bitter at all. I mean, you know, in terms of, this is like some kind of session maybe type of thing, because you could really you could really knock out a couple of these. I think it's really tasty, crispy, fruity, but no bitterness. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, now you've had Blue Moon and Shock Top before?
Yes, I have.
Jean-Pierre said he's going to go to Wally World and try to find it. Also, that Rockdale Classic. I'm going to be over there tomorrow too, Jean. Neck age face. I just called the distributor for Roman Meal a couple of weeks ago, but it's not available in Cincinnati. Most sold in the Pacific West now. Pacific West Coast. Okay.
We now have a Roman meal section. Roman meal thread.
Yeah. I figured that would start that off, because a lot of people remember that. It's kind of like Shakey's Pizza. You can only get it in California and the Philippines now. Hey, what do you think about the flavor, William?
Oh,
my can.
It's light and refreshing. The citrus, you know, there's no intense flavors to this, but it's, like I said, like Bill said, it's very, very sessionable during the summertime. You could pound away a lot of these, lounging on the beach or on the back porch or beside poolside or something. I think it's pretty good. I had not so long ago, I finished a 6-pack I had of the Stevens Point, the Nude Beach wheat ales. I would say this is comparable to it. It did have a little bit more. It had passion fruit in it. You could taste that. But besides that, I'd say these are very similar in taste and style. You know, all four of these, I would give a thumbs up to.
So would I. Especially the red one, the red flag.
I think I would place it first, and probably second would probably be the IPA. But all of them are, you know, they're all drinkable and they're all credible beers. You know, it's a shame that there had been more attention paid to them and more care given to them, but, you know, we can't control that. But just take it as a beer, I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I agree. I would put, for my personal list, I would put this one on top of the stack for sure. And then the second one we did, which was between the which one was that, Ronald? The second one we did,
the pale ale.
Wasn't that the pale ale?
Yeah, that would be next, and then the first one, and then the red one we did last week would bring up the rear for me.
Yeah, I'm picking up now. My can is old, and I'm picking up some weird coconut flavor. Started turning, because my date on my can is DO86.
April the 8th of 16. So it's approaching 1 year old.
Yeah, so it's probably not optimum at all, but it's still good, even though it's starting to be a little turned. Rebel Athlete, hello, Rebel Athlete. Thanks for watching. I don't think I've ever, maybe I've talked to you before. I don't believe I have. What's your opinion of malt liquor and what's your top 3? Well, my opinion of malt liquor is I just finished drinking a 6-pack of Steel Reserve 211, but the 6% version. And so I do like them, and I prefer them around the 6% ABV. When they get above 6.0, that seems to be the tipping point. They're not too pleasant, I don't find. What's my top 3? Oh, good question. Probably the Hurricane 6%, the Schlitz malt liquor 5.9%, and Steel Reserve 6.0, and the Mickey's 5.6, and the Magnum 5.6, and the Colt 45 5.6. Those are my top 3.
Top 3. My top pick would be the Colt 45 double malt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
And I also like Mickey's. I like the Mickey's Ice and the regular version. Both of those.
Yeah. So those 8 to 10 would be my top 3.
I like the King Cobra is my favorite.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I got to add that one. That would be in my top 3.
Expandable top 3.
About 12 in my top 3. Well, this one's body is medium and the finish is like medium dry. It's all around good. But then for $12.50 a 12-pack, it's not shabby though. It's not like trash. I can get some stuff that's private label that's trash, like really unpleasant and nasty. This is far from nasty or unpleasant. I guess the worst you could say about it, it's a little ordinary, but I don't mind ordinary things. I'm kind of an ordinary person anyway. That looks like Schlitz. I'm kind of ordinary. So so to me, when things are mundane, house. The most exciting events of my day are mundane. Is that a Schlitz? Is that a Schlitz?
What this? I just did a repour on mine.
Yeah.
And it's still
somebody opening a can.
Produces a nice head and nice lacing. For beers that are approaching 1 year old, I mean, it speaks to how a can preserve a beer. And fortunately, Walmart does keep these on the shelves cooled, which is more than you can actually say for a lot of craft beer places, where it's standing out in the middle of an aisle, stacked up like a toilet tissue and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give them credit for that. They do keep it chilled.
Jean-Pierre says, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Yay for King Cobra. And Bart Robinson says, good evening, gentlemen. Country Club for me. Oh, I forgot about Country Club. That's in my top 3. What am I thinking about? And then I can't forget about Schlitz XL malt liquor or the Schlitz. Yeah, the 5.9 red label. Yeah, that would be in my top 3.
And the blue label's good too.
Oh yeah, the ONL, the original. Yeah, I listed that right off the bat. Those are a little harsh. Those would not be in my top 3. They're a little.
Knows no subtlety. That's one of their best lines they've ever put on a beer. Tagline.
Yeah, it knows no subtlety. If you ever look at the website, it's like one of them is it almost says like harshness is its exemplification or something like that.
It's the Hellcat of the beer world.
What does it say? It makes no pretense for I like that Schlitz Malt Liquor website because it gives descriptions of each one, and it basically tells you this is going to be harsh, so you need to man up or not, or don't drink it.
The blue one is sort of like the thinking man's beer. It's more for the regular beer drinker who wants a little bit more. And you can pretty much get the taste profile by just listening to their descriptions of them, which is really nice.
Yeah.
You know, it gives you, you know, so you're not going in not knowing exactly what it is.
It's up front, yeah. And it lets you decide if you want to handle it or not deal with it. Now let's see. Daryl Lee says, "Cheers, y'all! Trying Ham's beer for the first time today." Oh, you made a good choice for today.
Speaking of hams,
damn, he's full of them today, Ronald.
The Walmarts in the local area here in South Carolina just started to stock it. Bart says, "I get the Clear Country Club bottle right out the box. No skunk in 16-ounce cans in my neck of the woods." That's cool. Ronald, how can I contact you in Skype? Don't even try to contact me in Skype. I don't really use that. You can contact me on Google Plus though, Maxwell, and we can. That's what we're using right here, Google. It's probably a little better. I'm not against Skype, but I don't really use it. So let's not contact over that, because the fewer platforms I connect on, the better, I think. Let's not mess with Skype. I hadn't even gotten on Skype in, bet you, 3 or 4 years.
Is Skype getting sort of passe? You know, usually these have a run of them, and then there's something else comes along to displace it.
I know people still use it, but I don't hear much about it anymore.
I remember you used to have MySpace and these things, and you know, in the past, and AOL stuff that.
Well, I know there's a big overhaul of Hangouts coming.
Yeah, again, huh?
Yep.
Can't even use it on Fox, on Firefox anymore. I got a warning. It said these may not work on Firefox anymore. Sure enough, I tried to do a Hangout the other day. It wouldn't work. So I got off of that, and then I went into Google, and it worked fine. That's what I'm using right now. And I like Firefox, but I've noticed some problems with it the last few weeks. It seems to have some problems. So I don't know. You better get on that, Mozilla. And I never use Internet Explorer because that thing is so slow. That thing drives me mad. And I can't figure out how to use it. It's so user unfriendly, to my knowledge.
Yeah, even back when I used it, back when IE was, I used Netscape. Anything but IE, I've always hated that. It's buggy and it's slow. It's just, it's like the Model T of browsers. You know, I never have liked it.
And just back, you know, 10 years ago, I used to use it, but then when they came out with these other ones, it was so much better to me. This is just opinions, people. We don't represent any of these companies. So I think, agree very quickly that we would buy this again. I mean, if we're sitting there talking about how we like it and it's low price, pretty obvious we would buy it again, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Super drinkable. The price is right. You know, it's just, I wouldn't call it a hidden gem, but this is a pretty solid beer.
I bet you there's more people than not that haven't tried it. They just pass it over, but they ought to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a review coming tomorrow that you will either never talk to me again. So funny.
Do we just unfriend you now and get it over with?
Yeah. Just make it nice and clean. Don't make it messy.
You might want to. I'm enjoying, Daryl Lee says, I'm enjoying the hams. Finishes dry with a bit of hop bitterness. Could be my go-to for the summer if they keep it. We have never seen hams in Louisiana.
I'm enjoying my hams right now. I've been drinking my 24-pack down. I really like it. And at the price point, you can't beat it.
Now, Maxwell, what I would recommend you doing is finding my YouTube page, make a comment, and then I will try to connect to you. I don't really know how else to do it. Skype's going to work. Now, what did you say, William, just now?
I was talking about the hams. I've been drinking down the 24-pack I got a few weeks ago, and I've really been impressed by it. At the price point, a 24-pack for less than $10.
Oh, that's incredible.
40
that's
cents
incredible.
a can. And it can hang with most of the AALs. I mean, and believe me, I've drank enough of them to know. You know, I've had to drink a steady diet of those things. And it's right there with all of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe they will increase the distribution on it now that Molson Coors has taken over. They're calling the shots now, and they seem like they are giving a little bit more attention to some of these beers. They updated the Ham's website. You can actually buy merchandise on there now, and they have a beer finder. That's how I found mine. So, you know.
Wow, that's good.
So that's good to hear. And I hope they will devote a little more attention to some of these legacy type beers.
I remember of Ham's genuine draft, golden draft. Okay, Maxwell says he did not quite understand. Through what program can I talk to you online? Google Plus. If you don't have an account there, it's very easy to. Well, you probably do have an account if you're talking to me through the same company. Rebel Athlete says, what will be your favorite meal to eat out on drinking an IPA? It wouldn't really matter. Maxwell says, right, please, that I understand. Okay, he's speaking Russian, so it's okay. Okay. Let me just write this real fast, people.
You guys got your brackets filled out?
Yes.
Will you got your brackets filled out?
But the NCAA?
Yeah.
I don't usually do a bracket. I just it gets too frustrating to do that.
Yeah, I did it on ESPN. I'm picking Gonzaga.
You better not, William. You better not hear any other North Carolina people telling. See, you say you didn't fill out a bracket.
Well, I may have to. Wake Forest is already out, so we got 4 teams left, and there'll be another one out, and then NC Central will go out, and that'll leave the. Of course, this is the state of national champions.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's a lot of national championship banners flying around that, so I would probably. I'd say North Carolina has a pretty good chance this year. They came within one shot of winning it last year. They got the veteran cast, and to win 6 games, I think they got a pretty good shot at it.
I remember when they won it in New Orleans in 1984. There was a guy that made a jumped up turnaround last second shot. He was a fairly famous basketball NBA player.
That was 82. He turned out pretty well.
Right.
He went to North Carolina, Laney High School. Michael Jordan, that's his name. But actually, he was a role player on that team as a freshman. They had James Worthy and Sam Perkins and a veteran cast, but he nailed the shot that won it for him and got the monkey off Dean Smith's back.
Yeah. Poor old Dean Smith. Hey, here is what's coming tomorrow, but I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to hint about it because I don't want to mess the surprise up. That's all I'm showing.
I think my face was blocking it.
What was it? What was it?
You're going to have to put it in the center. My face blocked.
Oh, no. No, you're okay. Yeah.
It's okay. There's
around here. It's empty now.
It's empty now. That's hilarious.
Okay.
It's gin.
It's floating across the screen.
Hey, anyway, I did two videos for it. I did one at room temperature and one chilled. That's all I'm going to say about it. But it was fascinating in a sad social deteriorating society sort of way. Hey, so next, I was supposed to go to the Stevie Nicks concert tonight. It looks like it started 1 minute ago, but you know, those things never seem to start on time anyway. So the Pretenders are probably not even on stage yet. If you want to call them the Pretenders, what you're seeing tonight in New Orleans, is that really the Pretenders in 2017? What we had in 1981, is that the real Pretenders? Or is that Chrissie Hynde with a back-end band? I think we know the answer to that. I could sort of get interested in that. Now, Stevie Nicks. Okay, so you figure the Pretenders are going to go on for an hour. Then they'll stop around 8:15. Then they got to change the stage set. So that's going to take, what, 45 minutes? So you figure 9 o'clock, Stevie Nicks will go on. But then she'll probably be late.
She'll probably be with a man for a while. And then
No, please don't say that on this channel. So she might say,
I don't want to besmirch Stevie Nicks, but you know, let's say she's got around quite a bit.
Okay. So she might say, "Oh, I was running late. Something happened, you know," and then she'll tell some long story about what happened, and then so you figure that'll be about 9:15. And then she's going to go on for 3 hours. Now, I got to give her credit. She will do a 3-hour concert. She's not going to rip the fans off. They're already paying $60 ticket. So that'll go on for 3 hours. So now you're figuring 12, 15, then the encore. And you know what the encore is going to be already. That's going to be, so we're talking about midnight when it's over with. And then I got to get out of there, go find my car, and then drive home. So we talking about 2 in the morning before I get home. I can't take it. It's too late.
Stand back.
I know how to. Yeah, Stand Back from 1983. Yeah, that's from 1983.
But that's incredible.
And they'll play Outside the Rain, and then that song will merge into Dreams. You know, they always do that. And but I mean, I would like to see Wally Wachtel.
You know, I was thinking of his name. I was thinking, is he in his? When you mentioned about backup bands, I said he's playing with Stevie Nicks. I know with the bushy. He used to have the bushy hair, you know. So I know
because Wally, he played on the Buckingham Nicks tour in 1973 to 75. On that album. He's a famous studio musician. He also played on Linda Ronstadt's tour, 1978, 77, 78. And that was an extremely important tour. He also played on most of the Stevie Nicks tours, like 1983, for that, like you were saying, Stand Back. That was the Wild Heart album tour. And then I believe in 80, Rock a Little tour. So he's a very and I remember him. I remember him distinctly on 1981's HBO special. Remember the White Winged Dove 1 hour special? I thought that was just a great concert. I said, man, yeah. But you know, that was 36 years ago, so I'm not sure it would be that great today.
For people who read liner notes, he's played on many albums. He played on the Warren Zevon albums. And he's you know, these studio cats, you don't know who they are, but you certainly heard them. It goes back to the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
You know, played on all the Beach Boys records. You know, these guys are faceless maybe, but they're polished. They know what they're doing, and they make records sound good for the radio, which is equates to sales. At least it did back then.
Right. So I would like to see him, I think, more than anything. And I know she's still, and I'm not going to go on and on about this. The two ladies that did her backup vocals for the last 30. And I know one of the ladies is married to her brother, because somebody was saying, oh, Laurie Nix, that's Stevie Nicks' sister. I said, no, that's her sister-in-law. Laurie Nix married her brother. Laurie, whatever her maiden name was, but oh well, I'll survive not going. And I'll save $60. But the last concert I went to, I'm not going to count the ones I went to at the casino. You know, those are like, that's the washed up circuit, right? Say, not to denigrate that. I'm not, but I just can't get into the old folks at home concert tours.
But it's that whole Fleetwood Mac story is, you know, how they became to be what they were. You know, a British blues band. And, you know, just by stroke of luck or whatever, these two basically unknown Nicks and Buckingham come into the band and transform it into a mega $1 million group. It's amazing, you know, that would happen. You know,
that is a fascinating story.
You know, they had Peter Green. Walter Egan was in the band. They were just your middle of the road, you know, trugging along British blues band. And, you know, here comes Buckingham. And, you know, basically Lindsey Buckingham took over the group. He was basically their producer. You know, he was the spearhead of the whole operation. And it just took off like a rocket ship. That's one of the great stories of rock and roll, you know, whether you like the band or not. But it was an incredible success story. Did that happen?
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Really. But anyway, so I didn't go. Well, okay, so I didn't go. But I think the last real concert I went to, like at an arena that was not at a casino, that you had to buy an actual ticket price for, and it wasn't some giveaway thing that these things I went to that somebody gave me a ticket with. I think that was Bob Dylan in 1997 at the UNO Lakefront Arena, University of New Orleans Lakefront Arena. Bob Dylan, and you know who opened up for him? The Brian Setzer Orchestra. Well, let me tell you, Brian Setzer Orchestra was about 1,000 times better than Bob Dylan.
Stray Cats.
Max says, Robert, you grew a beard? Yeah, I grew a beard and it took no effort. Man, you need to go if you got tickets. I don't have tickets, Daryl, but I know I could get them on Street Master. I could go out on the street and get one for $10. I bet you I could. Still with Steely Dan a few years ago. I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Oh, Gordon Freeman Home Half-Life. What is that? Gordon Freeman Half-Life. Okay, well, that's enough of the comments, I guess. So we're going to close this out, because if we start getting into that rock and roll rabbit hole, hours. I know one thing about Fleetwood Mac. They are ultra vigilant about copyright protection, because I tried to do an album review and that thing was muted in seconds. And I spent a whole hour on the dang thing. Muted. Oh yeah, you don't, and like people will post footage from a Stevie Nicks or a Fleetwood Mac concert. Don't worry, it won't be up for long. They are like super aggressive about you gonna buy that album.
Robert Fripp is the same way about King Crimson. You don't find their original material on YouTube. There are cover versions of their songs by others, but some, you know, there's a lot of them looking at it different ways. You know, some like the exposure, but some of these old established ones, you know, they want to protect their intellectual property, so to speak.
Yeah, now like Sony Records, they'll put all their groups out there just as a promotion. But it just depends on how they look at it, you know. Anyway, we put this beer out there. We enjoyed it. it is what it is, right? So then in a week, let's see, let's look at what's coming up. I bet you we'll get a lot bigger crowd for these next ones. Okay. Next week is Yingling. Now, if people tell me they can't get Yingling, you know they're lying. Unless they're west of the Mississippi River, then they might be telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to take off a week for sports-related issues. March 5th, Yingling Light.
Okay.
And then March 12th, Yingling Black and Tan. I bet you everybody can get those three because that's sort of like their three flagships. Now, the other variants, that depends. But the three flagships, that's everywhere. You know, everywhere Yingling sold is going to be Yingling, the Light, and the Black and Tan, right?
Yep.
We get the IPL here, but
yeah, we don't get that. So get out there, folks, and get your Yingling. And what's coming up after that? I haven't a clue, but I think it's going to be Ballast Point.
Constellation Brands.
Ballast Point. Nobody could get it until the buyout. Now it's everywhere. Said for big business. How about we do the Ballast Point Sculpin and
the grapefruit sculpin and the mango sculpin and the jalapeno sculpin.
Now, Bill, let's not get out of hand.
We sculpin trifecta.
We could do Ballast Point for 2 months.
Examine Ballast Point
for a whole year. All right. So Yingling, then Ballast Point, and then who knows what the future holds? We don't know. All right.
Good.
Thanks, folks, for watching this video production.
Thank you.
Thanks, William and Bill, for joining. I'm sorry the other people couldn't get the dang beers, but it is what it is. What can you do? It's like a basketball team that's 16 and 14. It is what it is.
And playing in the NIT.
I got invited to the CBI, the College Basketball Insider Tournament. But they're happy because at least they get to play a couple of more games. All right, thank you.